Toby was 9 years old when poverty taught him its final lesson. His father had returned home angry that night, angrier than usual. There was no food, no money. His mother had spent 500 naira without permission. It was the last money they had. She tried to explain. She didn't finish. Toby watched from a corner as his father beat his mother until her voice disappeared. Her last cry, thin, cracked, helpless, never left him. By morning, she was gone. A few months later, Toby's father fell sick, the kind of sickness that required a hospital they could not afford. There was no money for treatment, no one to beg. Everyone had left him because they said he killed his wife. Why would we help him now? He died quietly, poor to the end. With both parents gone, Toby was sent to live with his grandmother. She tried. She fed him when she could, protected him when she had strength, and loved him with every little thing she had. When Toby turned 14, his grandmother passed on too. From that moment, Toby was on his own. By nightfall, Toby had made a vow a child should never have to make. He would never be poor again, not even for love. He moved to Lagos, knowing no one, but he was determined that no matter what it cost him, he must be rich. Years later, Lagos rewarded that vow. In Lagos, wealth often arrived before explanations. Everyone knew OG, Obafemi Godwin, polished, reserved, always smelling of money. His official empire was hair, human hair, virgin strands from Asia, Brazilian bobs, deep coils, bone straight bundles. Every salon that mattered knew his name. Containers came in weekly. His warehouse in Lekki never slept. But OG's real business lived behind the walls. Behind the hair factory was another office, soundproofed, password locked, invisible to the world. That was where the real money flowed from. Screens glowed day and night, codes ran, identity dissolved, foreign currencies changed hands. It was fraud, clean, calculated, and global. OG never touched a keyboard. He had boys. They were men ranging from 25 above. Sharp minds, fast fingers, IT graduates, network engineers, hackers. He recruited them carefully, tested their hunger, then bound them together with fear. Before their first job, they swore an oath. No outsiders, no confessions, no love that knew too much. They were told that betrayal meant madness, vomiting blood, losing memory, and death. His real name was Toby, but everyone called him Tobyx. He wasn't just one of the boys. He was OG's assistant, second in command, the bridge between power and execution. Calm, observant, trusted, old enough to marry, worthy enough to disappear. He wasn't loud like others. He didn't carry girls or go to clubs like the other do. Tobyx came from nothing. He remembered what hunger sounded like. Marriage to Tobyx was a liability. Women asked questions. Questions led to exposure. Exposure meant prison or worse. He promised himself money first and always, until he met Mercy. Mercy came to Lagos from Abia State, quietly, disciplined, intelligent, and observant. She had secured a job that required silence and emotional control. She met Tobyx by chance, and something unexpected happened. They fell in love, fast, deep, and sincere. She was his first love, the first woman he ever dated, the first woman Toby ever allowed to see him rest, the first woman who asked questions he didn't want to answer. Mercy liked him, but she was very smart. "What do you do?" she asked one evening. He told her about the hair business. He took her to the company. She saw the warehouse, the staff, the shipments. Mercy was a counter-fraud intelligence officer trained to identify businesses used as fronts. So she noticed things. The money didn't match the business. The silence felt rehearsed. The responses felt memorized. The fear sat behind his calm. When Tobyx pushed for marriage, Mercy delayed again and again, until one night she gave him an ultimatum. "If you don't tell me the truth," she said quietly, "don't look for me again, and I will leave Lagos because of you." That night, love defeated wisdom. Toby told her everything: the oath, the boys, the fraud, the secret office, OG's methods, the lies. He wasn't afraid to say all of this to Mercy because of the oath. He knew it was a lie. It was only designed to scare the boys, and he had helped design it. What he didn't know was that Mercy was recording everything. The small device rested beneath her clothes, blinking softly. Mercy was not just a woman chasing stability in Lagos. She was a covert operative, part of a task force tracing cybercrime syndicates hiding behind legitimate businesses. Her relationship with Tobyx was never planned. She had never planned to love him. She knew her betrayal would cost her sleep, but duty did not ask permission. That night, after Tobyx slept, Mercy cried quietly in the bathroom, heart splitting between duty and love. Sometimes in the middle of the night, Tobyx would wake up shaking. His mother's last cry, when her father beat her to death, would return. He would cry like a baby. Mercy would hold him. She would embrace him tight, whispering, "You are not alone anymore. It's over. You have me now. You survived, Toby. I love you so much." She loved him deeply. That love made her mission unbearable. After the confession from Toby, Mercy softened. She stayed. She loved him convincingly. So convincingly that Tobyx took her deeper. He introduced her to OG. She met OG, and OG liked her instantly. She was respectful, calm, non-intrusive. Soon OG trusted her. She saw the hidden office, a place no outsider had ever entered. She listened, she observed every laugh, every transaction, every confession, and every night she sent information to her team. Every night, guilt clawed at her chest. There was a moment one night when she almost told Tobyx the truth, but she didn't. Her team built the case quietly, patiently. One of the boys tried to leave. He started forgetting names, faces, passwords. He wandered the streets like a broken machine. The boys saw him and whispered that the oath was working, so they had to be extra careful. The arrest came without warning. Accounts frozen, warehouse raided, servers seized. OG was taken first, calm, expressionless. Then the boys. Tobyx was arrested last. As they led him away, he looked at Mercy and understood. In prison, Tobyx had no family, no visitors except Mercy. She came quietly, faithfully, and consistently. Interrogations broke Toby. Guilt crushed him. His childhood trauma resurfaced. His mother's death, his vow, his fear of poverty, his betrayal, and his lost love. The weight was too much. Slowly, his memory began to fracture. Names faded, faces blurred, the past dissolved. As his condition worsened, prison doctors intervened. Tobyx was transferred to a psychiatric care facility within the correctional system. He was treated for severe trauma-induced dissociation, nightmares, emotional collapse, memory loss. Tobyx sat in the visiting room, rocking violently back and forth. Mercy visited him that day. "No, no, no," he muttered, then louder. "Who are you? Who are you?" He stood abruptly, knocking the chair backward, pacing in short, frantic steps. His hand rubbed his head aggressively, trembling, his head wide with fear, like a man being chased by memories.
"I don't know you. Get away!"
Mercy slid down against the glass, crying loudly. This was not death. This was worse. This was how the oath finally worked on Toby. He gradually stabilized under psychiatric care. The shaking stopped. The crying reduced. He learned to function again, but his memory never returned. Mercy met with the doctors, and they told her that the condition is irreversible. Tobyx was released years later, on medical and compassionate grounds. He was stable but empty. Tobyx never remembered anything, all lost to the fracture of his mind. But when he saw Mercy, something stirred inside him, a warmth, a safety, a feeling he couldn't name but knew was home. Mercy never left. She didn't get married. She never stopped loving him, even when the past was gone. They could not reclaim what was lost. They could only leave what remained. And in that quiet, fragile space, they found each other again. They talked, walked, and laughed loud. The oath was a lie. The punishment was real. But love, true love endured, unbroken by time, memory or fear.
I love you
and
too.
This is the end of the story. Thank you for watching Adenike Story World.